leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world combat sports. Talking way too much, world combat sports. Talking way too much, world combat sports.
Yo, shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know WCS back with another one. 2025, y'all, is definitely picking up. You know, boxing is all the way live once again. Shout out to Tierra Brown for upsetting Scott Nicholson. I mean, she talked her talk and walked her walk. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again in that particular fight. But salute to the sister for getting the win. She said she was going to bring the hood to the fight. And I guess that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's exactly what happened. BG in the building. What's good? Shadow on deck. What's good? So let's get down to Sebastian Fundora first, because I feel like that's a topic I just want to, get it over with. Salute to him. Congratulations on defending your titles. Okay, it was quite some time for Sebastian Fundora. If you look at the last time he fought Zoo March 2024, y'all, and he was going on a year being out the ring, and that win was a bloody crimson mask for both fighters. You know what I'm saying? Sebastian Fundora's nose was bloody and bruised, and he discombobulated, discontorted. And then Tim Tszyu had like a 4-inch split on top of his head from an elbow. The elbow of Sebastian Fundora. And that's why I want to ask you all, the fans. I want to ask you something. When you was looking and paying attention, tuned in to that Cordell Booker fight, did you think there was times when Fundora was absolutely throwing a hook and continuing with that elbow? I could have sworn I seen that a couple of times. It might have just been, some cataracts that was trying to pop up. But I could have sworn that he was throwing those hooks and bending his elbow to follow through, because Booker grabbed his head. He's like, damn, what the hell? Because he had a bald head. Now, of course, every fighter that fights is not bald, but we've seen Rafael Espinosa do it purposely. And then I could have sworn I seen Fundora do it a couple of times. It might have been his reach. He might have been trying to just hook it and make sure he catch that fish, the jawline on the end of his punch. I don't know. But it seemed like he might have did it a couple of times purposely. It may have been my imagination, but I don't think so. But for Cordell Booker, who was 23-1 heading into that fight, he picks up his second loss, man. The fight only went 4 rounds. This is 3 rounds more than what he did with Ammo Williams. Now, I'm not going to say Booker went in there and quit, but it just seems like he didn't have any type of answer sheet to put down the right multiple choice response to what Fundora was giving him. He didn't know how to color code them. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know it was A, B, C, D, or none of the above. He just didn't have a response, a counter. He didn't have an offense. You know what I'm saying? At times, he did land his left hand, but it's almost like he got in close enough to land it, but he really didn't sit down on it because he didn't want to stay in there too long after he landed. I just thought at times it seemed like he had the heart. It seemed like he was there to try to get the win, but he began to look different. He began to wear the fight. And we're talking about a 12-round affair. It didn't seem like his strategy was working. Fundora was accurate, laser sharp, and doing what Fundora does. Cordell selected to stay on the outside. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be on the end of Fundora's freaking punches, man. That's a long-range rifle. Real talk. You're going to be on the end, or you can try to get on the inside and smother him, make him fight on the inside, because Fundora has been known to fight on the inside in earlier fights. I believe he's maturing in the sport of boxing, and he's learning how to use that reach. Because when you get on the inside, a lot of things can happen. You know what I'm saying? You start to bleed, but Tim Tszyu showed us if you get on the inside and you have the heart to do it, you can bust up Fundora. Because it takes a lot for him to move those extended limbs, 80+ inch reach. It takes a lot. And Cordell Booker wasn't committed to stepping on the inside and letting his hands go. Though he had minimal success with landing that left hand up top, it wasn't enough. He didn't have enough mustard, wasabi. It just wasn't enough spices on the end of that punch. It wasn't enough venom to get Fundora's attention so he can keep him honest. It just wasn't enough. I told people, I said, if you betting, this ain't going past 6 rounds. I said bet 1 through 6. It's not going past 6, and it didn't. Booker, he got him up out of there. Just a guy. Jag, what's good? Yeah, Fundora, man, in my opinion, I really thought he did what he's supposed to do. He went in there and got Booker up out of there and basically treated him like he was a C tier, fighter at 154 pounds. Now, I'm not trying to, seem like I'm insensitive about this, but, I covered him back in the day. I remember the fight that I covered him, he was taking some punishment. So I know people grow, okay? I know people grow, but that was regional tier opposition. And it just seems like he was ready to surrender. Once those punches really started landing, he had the genuflect, man, in between the ropes and listen to the referee serenade him with that awful, that count that no fighter wants to hear, especially in a championship fight. So shout out to Fundora for doing what he was supposed to do. Now, to be honest with you, Xander Zayas is supposedly the guy who's up next, 21-0. Okay. And Fundora, he improves to 22-1 and 14 knockouts. Xander Zayas coming there with 21 victories, 0 defeats, and 13 knockouts. Age 22. This is somewhat of the top-ranked golden child. He was the youngest fighter to sign with Top Rank at one time. He's a Puerto Rican pugilist, tactician. And he's been doing what he's supposed to do up to this point. He's been in there. He's had his share of competition. Former champions. He fought the Patrick Teixeiras. He don't have a superb resume, but I like Xander though. I don't like what he did when Jahad Tucker called him out, but as a fighter, I like Xander Zayas as a person. Very respectful. As a fighter, I have to wait and see what happens in this fight. It's hard for me to say that just because he's 22 years of age, he's going to have what it takes, because looking at his previous fights and given a report card on his opposition, I don't put it nowhere close to a 3.5, 3.0 GPA. That's just me. I don't consider his box rec to have a high FICO score right now. But stepping in there with Fundora next, at 22 years of age, is a great fight. It's a great fight for Xander. It is absolutely time that he can step up and have the best fight of his career and send Sebastian Fundora to 160. There's a lot of people that believe Sebastian Fundora can definitely go to 160. He keep on talking about he can make 147, Fundora. But I'm like, dude, you're tall as hell. You know what I'm saying? They have Sebastian Fundora 6'5.5". And he's rehydrating good. You know, he doesn't look weak in there. But he was in there with the fighter that was a C tier. You know what I'm saying? C level opposition. If that. Some people may give him a D- opposition. But I'm not going to take it down that far. You know what I'm saying? But they have Sebastian Fundora at 80-inch reach. I think his reach may potentially be longer than that. I don't know. But for Xander Zayas, man, congrats to him being next in line. Now, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I believe Jermell Charlo will be a better, I'm talking about the former 154-pound undisputed world champion. Though he's not one of my favorable, okay? Listen, favorable fighters. He was the former undisputed champion, with one loss coming at the hands and gloves of Tony Harrison. We know how that went down. But he would be the perfect matchup for Fundora. The perfect. We're talking about somebody with the boxing ability who's been forced to box off the back foot. He has speed. You know what I'm saying? He has legitimate, certified, respectable power. He has the experience. And this, in my opinion, would be a tougher test for Fundora to fight somebody like Jermell Charlo, who was and considered to still be the king of the 154-pound division without anyone beating him. Now, another question mark that is looming for me that I just don't understand is why Jermell Charlo isn't moving up to the next available division. You've already cleaned out the 154-pound division. You're not getting any younger, big dog. You just want to go to the freaking retirement home with just a single division, 154. That's it. Being the I unify. What is going on with these Lions, bro? This is not something that I take. And I'm gonna gift wrap that shit to you, that Jermell. Gift wrap it for you. And send over a freaking band to play in your honor based off your undisputed reign at 154 pounds. Your brother is set to probably go at 168 sooner or later. But you all have laid the claim down that you was Lions. Last time I checked, Lions, I'm going to be honest with you, I watch a lot of National Geographic, and during the daytime, lions are freaking sleeping. The lioness is the one that's out there hunting and shit. I'm not trying to be petty there, Jermell, but it seems like you just really showing, a lion that's willing to just hang out, be comfortable at 154, and come back and fight the new wave of competition that have your belts. Are you coming back to 154 to unify again, to become 2 times undisputed? Are you going to be able to complete it with you getting older and making the weight healthy enough to go in there and maximize your potential? we have to see, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. We have to see how that plays out. You know, BG say Booker was overmatched. Totally agree. I totally agree. You know what I'm saying? But we have to see how this works out with Fundora and Xander Zayas. I like Xander. Um, he absolutely has did what he's supposed to do, work himself up the chain, and now he's right there. Him and Fundora set to be center square and compete. And Fundora to defend his unified titles, and Xander Zayas to get an opportunity to earn his first championship. And, you know, what better way to do it than to fight for two? Two. Fight for the WBC and the WBO. I mean, that's really separating yourself. So we'll see how that plays out in the future, man. You know, we'll definitely see how that plays out. But I really think Jermell Charlo and Sebastian Fundora, in my opinion, has the higher entertainment value when you present it to the audience. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in my opinion, of course, you know how boxing fans get. They always grumpy about shit. You know what I'm saying? They always act like you singled them out and gave them a piece of your mind just because you're saying something that they don't agree with, yo. You know, simplicity is not something you try to spoon feed these boxing fans, shouty. They don't want to hear simplicity, bro. Shout out to the Queen Jessica in the building. I see you. So let's move on. Let's move on away from this. Let's get to the hocus pocus of boxing. As I always say, boxing will always give you what you're looking for when it come to some type of deception, disappointment, the unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Boxing will always give you that. Recently, this past weekend, you saw it. We had Elijah Garcia. Okay? Elijah Garcia, who has a lot. When I say a lot, he has a lot of energy that's behind him. He had Bob Santos in his corner. So I'm saying to myself, I met Bob Santos. Dude is not a rookie. He's absolutely certified. But then again, I said to myself, damn, I wonder what this mean though. I mean, does it mean that this fight is already predetermined? Because anyone who followed me, you know, I will call out a fight that I think is fixed. And this is another one, clearly, that makes my conversation that much easier. This fight was absolutely fixed. Okay? So this is what I'm speaking about when people complain about TKO promotions. You know what I'm saying? And they feel some type of way about somebody coming over here taking over boxing. It's nights like this that I keep reminding you all. Stop being so mad about a sport that's going to continue to be dysfunctional if you're trying to hold down a steady relationship with it. Stop being so mad. This sport is meant for you to be always on edge, full of anxiety, guessing, hoping and wishing. This is one of those fights that reminds you that boxing is absolutely, in certain facets, corrupt, all to be damned. Corrupt, corrupt, corrupt. You know what I'm saying? Super duper corrupt. So let's get to the task at hand about Terrell Gausha. First of all, as much as I want to, apologize for Terrell Gausha for taking it like a champ, being that he was a part of one of the most disgusting, despicable, unsportsmanlike, no honor, no integrity. Terrell Gausha is now sitting at 5 losses, y'all, when he should have a record of 25 victories and 4 defeats and 1 draw, hosted by 12 knockouts. He is 37 years of age, and they treated that man yesterday like he was a journeyman. Yes, they treated that man like he was a journeyman, yo. If you look at Terrell Gausha's last 6 fights, yes, he has 3 losses out of his last 6 fights prior to walking in there with Elijah Garcia. Okay? That I will admit. He lost to Erickson Lubin back in 2020 when everybody was masked up. No, not the Shiesties, but the goddamn COVIDs. Okay? The COVIDs. Okay? And then he knocked out my boy Jamonte Clark in the 2nd round. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, oh shit. Gausha, he might go on a tear. All right. That was back in 2021. Then 22. Listen to what I'm saying. Gausha fought once in 2020. He fought once in 2021. Now we're moving to Tim Tszyu. I said at that moment, oh, this is going to be a good fight. He coming off, stopping Jamonte Clark. Shout out to Jamonte Clark out of Ohio. Salute to you, brother. He went in there with Tim Tszyu, and he went the distance, y'all. I said, okay, all right. This is what I'm talking about. You know, he went the distance. That's commendable in some cases. You know, they always talk about people that go the distance with Tank. They talked about people who went the distance with Crawford. They praised them to the high heavens. Hey, everybody be here at 1300 tomorrow. We're going to have a parade. Madrimov went the distance with Crawford, okay? I mean, bring your kids out. Bring your grandma, you know, your step uncle, all them people out. We're going to celebrate. He went the distance with Tim Tszyu. 1 fight in 2022, yo. He only had 1 fight, 2022, with Tim Tszyu. Then you go to 2023. He gets a 9th round stoppage of Brandon Lynch, okay, March 2023. And then you go to September 2023, Keandre Leatherwood. Shout out to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's over there in Alabama. Salute to you. You know, Leatherwood has a 23-8 and 1 record. He's been in there with some very, experienced fighters, and a lot of, some of those fights, of course, it haven't worked out in his favor. That doesn't mean he can't box. You know what I'm saying? He does take it serious. But Terrell Gausha defeated him in a majority decision in an 8-round affair. Now, this is where it gets interesting for Gausha. He gets to a point where, coming off those 2 fights in 2023, he has a fight last year against Carlos Adames. Okay? Now, this is an important fight because he beat Adames, then he's in a whole nother bracket. We're talking about Terrell Gausha in a whole nother bracket now. His FICO rises. His stock value rises. Everything changes for Gausha. He went the distance with Carlos Adames, just like he did Tim Tszyu. He went the distance. He's showing, I'm not a bum. I'm not a bum, bro. I'm good. I'm not a bum. Did I tell you how despicable this past weekend is? This dude has never, none of his losses have been via stoppages, yo. A fighter can go to fight camp and work their ass off because they're just at the cusp. You know what I'm saying? They're right at the cusp of making a move, and they robbed this man. He's been the distance with the Tszyu. He went the distance with Lubin. He went the distance with Carlos Adames. Then he steps in here with Elijah Garcia. Elijah Garcia is 21 years of age, okay? He's 16 years younger than the 37-year-old Terrell Gausha, people. Do you hear me? Give me one time. And give me one amen. Okay, thanks. He's that young, yo. Now, can I salute Terrell Gausha for attempting to separate himself from those previous losses by going in here fighting? Yes, he went in there and fought yesterday. He definitely went in there and fought. I mean, greatness comes from all challenges, you know what I'm saying? None of them are alike, you know that. So during these moments where you're going in there, Terrell Gausha is going in there and fighting a rising prospect, so to speak, in Elijah Garcia. A potential, not a prospect, a potential. Elijah Garcia is a potential. He's 21 years old, southpaw. Okay? A southpaw. His first fight was during the pandemic, February 2020. Okay? Y'all know that fateful day? That fateful day, man. You know? February 2020, that's when the Bronze Bomber lost his freaking title, man. God damn it. Shout out to Bomb Squad. All day, every day. But anyway, back to the topic. This guy is a rising potential. Okay? Frame that. Because prospect kind of puts him below and kind of like an amateur, you know what I'm saying? You know, in the forming stages, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? He came in here with a record of 16 victories, 1 defeat, 13 knockouts. He had Bob Santos in his corner. Like I said earlier, I'm feeling some type of way. This doesn't look good for Terrell Gausha. You know, he just has some very popular, well-known people in his corner. 21 years of age. As the fight begins, well, I'm not gonna just tell you my own words. I want to read off one of the articles that pretty much was describing this play-by-play. Okay, let's go from round 1, y'all. And this is off the sports, combat sports, freaking media page. It says Elijah Garcia versus Terrell Gausha. Okay. And then we're going to get to the scorecards. It said Gausha opens up with the swift jab. Garcia lands a body shot. Gausha unloads a hard right hand, which floors the 21-year-old. Garcia, however, quickly recovers from the knockdown and fires back with powerful body shots. Garcia is trying to win back the round. He finished the round strong. 10-8 round. Clear. Point blank out the gate. Terrell Gausha wins round 1 with a knockdown. Made old boy do a backward somersault, you know what I'm saying, in which the judges still gave him a 10-8. Round 2. Garcia has dialed up the intensity early in round 2. A beautiful upper land for the youngster in the pocket. Gausha employs a cautious approach and seemed to be waiting to land a clean counter on his aggressive opponent. A powerful jab left hook combo lands for the veteran. Garcia is relentless, constantly digging into his opponent's body. They gave it 10-9 Garcia. Okay? Round 3. Garcia is the aggressor, but Gausha is successful in landing crisp shots while on the back foot. Back-to-back body shots land for 21-year-old, while Gausha's works rate is considerably lower than his opponent. He is landing the more consequential punches this round. 10-9 Gausha. Round 4. Gausha is keeping his opponent at the end of his jabs, effectively denying him to close the distance. A counter right hand lands for the 37-year-old. Garcia is walking his opponent down with jabs and body punches. However, most of the youngster's punches are getting blocked by opponent's guard. Accurate right hands lands for Gausha at the end of the round. Now, this is very, very important to highlight. When they say a lot of Garcia's punches early on was getting blocked, yes, they was getting blocked. Someone made a good point that Garcia was throwing arm punches. And if you look at the fight, it's absolutely correct. You know, he was throwing punches, but he wasn't sitting down. He wasn't rotating. It wasn't any type of rotation to his punches to really, you know, give that extra sting and pop. But he was just punching and just, you know, just for activity. And then when you looked at his defense, it was clear what his defense was. His head was his freaking helmet. Hello, hit me. Hit me. Hello, hit me. Hey, yo, Gausha, right here. I'm center line. Hit me. His head was right on center line, man. Hey, Gausha could hit that man with a hook and an uppercut all day long. Anyway, round 5. They said that fourth round, 10-9 Garcia. Round 5, Gausha's counter right hand is presenting real problems for Garcia. The 21-year-old lands back-to-back body shots. As he commits to more body shots, Garcia gets hit with an uppercut. Counter right hand. Counter uppercuts. Gausha is having a field day with his opponent. 10-9 Gausha, okay? Heading to round 6. Garcia is still on the front foot. However, he's still getting hit with the counter shots. An accurate left hand lands for Garcia. Back-to-back ones and twos lands for the 21-year-old. However, right when it seems like he is taking over, Gausha fires back with powerful counters. A 4-punch combination lands for Gausha. Garcia is getting absolutely battered. 10-9 Gausha. Heading into the 6th, y'all. Garcia is committing to the body. He is still the aggressor. However, the lack of adequate head movement is making him vulnerable to counters as he dials up the volume. Garcia is landing multiple combinations, all bet while getting hit by counters. 10-9 Garcia. So they gave the 7th round to Garcia, 10-9. Round 8, Garcia is stalking his opponent with punches to the body. Gausha looks composed, relying upon his counters. The 21-year-old is putting the pressure on his opponent. Back-to-back body shots land for Garcia. They scored a 10-9 Garcia. Okay? Gausha comes out aggressive. He is trying to force his opponent on the back foot. The 1-2 of Gausha pops his opponent head back. A counter left hook stuns Garcia. Garcia's work rate seems to have diminished. Gausha unloads a multiple punch combination as his opponent tries to close the distance. 10-9 Gausha. This is heading out of the 9th. Into the 10th. Garcia is hunting for a finish. Gausha is still hitting with clean counter shots. A multi-punch flurry lands for the veteran. Gausha is clearly in control while Garcia is landing at higher clip. The most consequential punch of the round lands for Gausha via left hook. 10-9 Gausha. So, of course, from afar, it's quite difficult to really be a solid judge, okay? Because we don't have multiple angles, just like the judges do sitting ringside. That's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Hold on for a second. Okay. So, if you look at the the copy box numbers, let's go to this copy box. Okay. Let's zoom in on this a little bit so we can kind of pay attention. So the copy box numbers reads as follows, right? When you talk about total punches landed to the body, Garcia landed 154. Hold on for a second. Somebody calling me. Okay. So Garcia, out of 738, landed 154. Out of 542 for Gausha, he landed 189. 20.9% for Garcia, 34.9% for Gausha. Total jabs. Total jabs landed. For Garcia, 23 out of 257. Gausha, 54 out of 223. 8.9% for Garcia, 24.2% for Gausha. All right. Power punches. To the body. We already went over total punches. Power punches. To the body. A 131 out of 481 for Garcia. 131 out of 481, 27.2%. 135 out of 319 for Gausha, landed him at 42.3%. If you look at the entire freaking copy box, you will see the fighter who was much more accurate and active in this fight, especially when it comes to landing punches. Now, whether they was effective to the lens of the judges outside, that's a whole nother situation, because obviously there was some individuals that was holding down the position of judges that saw the fight a lot different. That's why I say, you can't trust what obviously looks a certain way for you in boxing. Like, certain fights look obvious. Okay, after the last round concluded and the fighters are taking off their glove, I felt that Terrell Gausha did enough to beat Elijah Garcia. But when you have the backing of a young fighter like Elijah Garcia, right, who had already had a loss against Kyron Davis, a split decision, look, another split decision, they gave the split decision win to Kyron Davis. And Kyron Davis is no joke. The scorecards read 97-93. This is when he fought Kyron Davis. 97-93. And 98-92, it was a split decision for Kyron Davis. Do you think they wanted another split decision loss back to back? Not to mention 2 black fighters? That's not going to look good. That's not going to look good at all. He had one fight in 2024, and he lost to Kyron Davis, giving him his first loss. And they bring him back in here against Terrell Gausha. And he gives him the business. He absolutely get this man the business, y'all. Anyone with just a little bit of aptitude in the sport of boxing who's been following more than 2 hours know damn well that Terrell Gausha won that fight. This is one of the worst robberies. People want to celebrate and all this shit on fight cards being announced. This is clearly one of those robberies where the wrong guy had his hand raised. This is one of those fights where politics absolutely was served up to you hot, ready to eat. Something that you shouldn't even have, act like you haven't tasted this before. You know what I'm saying? It's no acquired taste anymore. You should already know how this sour, bitter taste is when it's about to happen. And this was one of those decisions, man, that it leaves a bitter taste in your mouth. For that man to be 37 years of age, trying to work himself back in the game, I wonder if him and his team is going to petition. There's no need for them to petition. Even though they have a good point to petition, they're gonna say, "Oh, the fight could have went either way. The fight could have been in either way." That's what happened when you have like formats that always have these um corresponding principles. Like everybody fall in line with these type of languages. Oh, it was a close fight. It was a well contested fight. Oh, neither fighter really separated themselves from the other. It could have went either way, Bob. That's what happens a lot with boxing. It could go either way, Bob. And this is a perfect example on how a fight went absolute the other way based off who he was with. This is one of those freaking fights, yo. And the crazy part about it, if you go on Google and attempt, like I checked out some of these freaking segues, these media segues, and for some reason you don't see them going in on this decision. Look, better yet, y'all, let me tell you something else. You barely even see them the damn fight and the fight pictures up there. You barely see any pictures up there. See, this what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. How they go around here and they somewhat sanitize. You know what I'm saying? They put in different configurations. They fuck around and influence the algorithm. This is messed up because you should be able, like any other fight, go out here and see all these articles out here on how this fight didn't play out the way majority of the fight fans potentially could have seen it going the other way for Gausha. It's not out there. It's not, man. Let me go out here again. Like I said, I'm much older now. Sometimes shit slip by my eyesight, and I gotta go back and do it again. Okay, George Foreman passed. Shout out to the legend, Big George. Shout out to you. I see the Xander Zayas. You know what I'm saying? Um. Oh, matter of fact, this is what I'll do for you. Okay, let me take this down right quick and let me show you, so you won't say that I'm just making this up. Let's go to boxing scene right quick. Let's go to boxing scene. I just want to see what they're really tearing into this fight. Now all of a sudden it don't work. Look, you got Sebastian Fundora who fought Cordell Booker. Man, you got Virgil Ortiz, Israel Madrimov. They still hyping him up. Fans. You know what I'm talking about? You got Canelo Alvarez is going into the fight. Freaking William Skull. On Cinco. Xander Zayas taking a picture. I remember Errol Spence took a picture, next to Sebastian Fundora, but I don't know where that went. You even got George Kambosos Jr. opened a fair rematch with Teofimo Lopez. Let's go down here to the sub. You know what I'm saying? The subtitles. Bo Mack, Terrence Crawford is fighting Canelo Alvarez for legacy. Muhammad Ali beat Chuck Webner, and Rocky Balboa was born. Well, just to throw that in there, a lot of people believe that Chuck Webner is the first guy who dropped Muhammad Ali. No, Muhammad Ali was dropped twice as Cassius Clay too. Anyway, Chris Eubanks Jr. Conor Ben, the noise has been amazing. Okay, where is Gausha and Garcia? Vladimir Hernandez hoping hard-fought win over. Okay, Anthony Vasquez said Puerto Rican Roots will win the crowd April 26th. Anthony Cuba gets the win in San Bernardino. Well, let me go to other headlines, a little more headlines. Maybe it's in here. Maybe it's under, right below the surface. I'm talking about sometimes you just can't see it. It's kind of sneaky, very insidious. Then maybe I need to go just a layer beneath, man, with the excavator and dig up some more. Let me see. I know you here somewhere. I know you here. I know, Terrell. BoxingScene.com. I know you talked about this fight. Come on, man. What y'all doing, man? Let's go. Where you at? Where y'all at? Am I looking in the wrong spot? Jesse Magdaleno snaps losing streak with emotional win. Charles Harris. Why in the hell? Colin Hart. Hall of Fame boxing writer dies at 87. Uh, y'all get what I'm saying? Where is the news at? Where's the news at? Why aren't they? Let me go. I know where I can find it. I know where I can find it at, man. It got to be on here somewhere because this is boxing. Everybody likes, a little bit of that boxing. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit of boxing, to curb your appetite. Okay? So, hold up for a second. Okay, this is Boxing News 24. Fundora Undisputed Ambitions conflict was okay. Cepeda versus Former 2, no more controversy. Y'all follow me? Y'all follow me? Okay, just follow me a little bit. I'm trying to see. I thought that was Gausha for a minute, but all black men don't look alike. Okay, keep on moving. Terrence Crawford, unearned title shot. A call for a 3-fight gauntlet before facing Canelo. You know who wrote this. The one and only, the hater himself, Chris William. I know you. I mean, this is obviously a site that has been paid off by whoever. Bivol would not fight Benavidez. Okay, we're not looking. Josh was special treatment. Hearn claims AJ can fight anyone. Rubbish. Just rubbish. Bullocks. Boxing results. Jeremy Hill upsets Malik Montgomery. Yeah, I felt bad for my guy Malik, man. Shout out to the Montgomery brothers. You know what I'm saying? Still rocking with you down here. Yeah, that was a good fight, man. That was a good fight. Bakra Murtazalayev challenged Sebastian Fundora to a unification. I would love to see that before Xander Zayas. I would definitely love to see that. But where is Gausha and Garcia? Where are y'all? Look, we going back to Cambosis after he fought whatever that dude named. No. A question of class. Zayas aggressive face. No. Boxing results. Fundora's unrelenting pressure ends in bleeding Booker. Okay, here we go. We might be on to something. Fundora team to the side between high profile. Okay. Tonight's live results. Okay. Cepeda. Let's go to the live results. Let me see. Middleweight contender Elijah Garcia won a highly questionable 10-round split decision over Gausha. Garcia was down hard the first round. They give this man 4 lines. And Gausha clearly won. This is the second fight in a row in which Garcia, 21, has looked poor, y'all. Shout out to Boxing News, burying this under the rubble. Shout out to them not even putting this up on the headlines for people to see once they goddamn visit your site. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all for goddamn burying this fossil. Hurry, quick in a hurry. It's starting to become clear that fans were wrong about this guy being a future world champion. However, he was 8-8 as an amateur before turning pro in 2020. The soft matchmaking made him look better than he is. God damn it, clap it up, Boxing News 24. You still try to hide this from me, but I like how you said the soft matchmaking, shouty. I like that. They said it's starting to become clear that fans was wrong about this guy being a future world champion. They said the soft matchmaking made him look better than he is. Shout out to y'all, even though you're Crawford haters. Shout out to Boxing News 24 for attempting to hide this, deep under coral reef where somebody had to dive down and make sure they have an air tank to find this freaking information because you didn't want to put it up on the surface like a rubber ducky. I get it. But I agree with what they said, though. I agree. They saying this guy gonna be a world champion. My question is, y'all, why are they pushing this cat so fast? He's 21 years old. Are they trying to push him into who is he? First of all, let me get up out of here. First of all, let me go somewhere else before I get on my guy Crawford. You know, the man, the myth, the legend. Now, let me go over here right quick to the rankings, okay? Let's go up to 160, all right? First of all, let's search for Elijah Garcia. Look, I have a sighting. Elijah Garcia, number 15, y'all, in the WBA. Ooh, wait. Elijah Garcia with 21 fights is 15 in the WBA. Wow. Okay. Where else can we find Elijah Garcia? Is he somewhere close to the top 10 that we didn't know about? No. So he's ranked in the WBA. Okay. 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 So Kyron Davis is ranked number 12th right here. Should that be his next opponent? I think he gets stopped. I don't know. Kyron Davis is no joke. I mean, he is not no one's freaking toy fighter at the end of the day. But if you look at all these names that's above Elijah Garcia, I mean, no. He's not beating Austin Williams. I don't see him fighting Eubanks Jr. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just not any money there, really. Denzel Bentley. I mean, come on, bro. He's 21 years of age. Who in the 160 pounds? You know what I'm saying? This dude won't even beat Jahad Tucker, bro. Jahad Tucker will beat the motherfucking Bremo pass out this guy. He will perform a break. I'm telling you, bro. This dude just punches with man, and it's crazy. Jahad's not even in the rank. He will beat the brakes off this dude. But how is he supposed to, at 160, make a run? Unless they're just gonna say, you know what? Let us show you how the politics work. We'll show you how he's gonna, take the elevator up when you're sleeping and move up 2 slots in the WBA. And we're gonna show you in 6 months how he's gonna be top 5 in the WBA, and no one quite understands how that manifesto was written and executed. Yeah, I mean they can show you now. They can show you. That's how the sanction bodies get over. Let me get up out of here. I don't want to spend too much time over there trying to figure out Elijah Garcia's path to build his legacy, because he is suspect right now. Old boy went in there and he was getting lit up. I mean, it was almost like playing a dart game, but the darts was Terrell Goucher's gloves. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. He didn't have hardly any head movement. He was getting lit up. When Goucher was able to land the combinations, they was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But enough of that alphabet soup, man. I'm moving on. Shout out to Terrell Goucher. You won that fight yesterday. And boxing, unfortunately, it's not like they don't see what you have going on in fights like that, but they seem to overlook what you have going on. And those individuals who are supposed to be qualified, selected, hired to go in there with some type of integrity. I mean, just a smidget, just a pepper granule of freaking integrity now. They just always remind you that, hey, we don't have to answer to you. We answer to the commission. And the commission already knows who we was going to pick to fight, because that's what the dinner talk was about. We had the dinner sit down and we already knew who was going to win that fight. Unfortunate. Let's move on. So, for those of you that haven't been around, right? We have a fight that's coming up. But we need to hold up. We need to pump the brakes because I need to kind of do some spring cleaning here. All right. What do you like most about spring? The pollination process and all that, man. What do you like most about spring? The fact that the pollen count is going to be 3,862 and right around in a little bit. What do you like most about springtime? The colors of the blossom, the flowers, you know what I'm saying? The floral arrangements that people get. What do you like most about springtime? Life, right? This 2025 is gonna be one of those years that it's gonna have some life. This is the spring year of boxing, in my opinion. The reason why I say that is because finally we get to see in the garden of boxing, even though you can plant you can sow some motherfucking seeds, and you can make sure you water it correctly and everything. You can make sure everything. Not everything is gonna grow. Not everything is gonna give you the maturation processes you're looking for. But in this, we have Terrence Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. This is one of the more perfect cultivations because we didn't have to wait 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. We didn't have to wait for that shit. Supposedly, from what we understand through all of it, that they are supposed to, after this fight, I'm hoping that once Canelo gets Skull up out of here, he's a Cuban fighter, so I don't want to say he's going to get up out of here in 4 or 5 rounds. I don't want to see that. The reason why I'm going to stick to that is because, a part of me always remember when I watched Canelo fight Julio Chavez Jr. Knowing Canelo get away with goddamn straight up motherfucking homicide. Knowing that he had signed a fight with Gennady Golovkin, yo. I remember the time when he went in there and people was acting like, oh man, Chavez, if he stick to the game plan. I said he's already signed a fight with Triple G. Why are y'all thinking Chavez Jr. is gonna beat? He's gonna defeat Canelo Alvarez? No. Man, he just went in there and moved around. And sometimes when Canelo could have thrown headshots, he didn't, bro. He was just throwing shots to the body over and over. Elite bluffing at his best, yo. He didn't want to go in there and just, tear that man apart. So he went 12 rounds, and then Gennady Triple G stepped in, and they announced Canelo Triple G won. All right? I'm thinking that may be the same format that we see with Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford after he goes in here and defeats William Skull. Now, what I don't like to hear, I'm going to be honest with you, those of you that's just talking just to be talking like William Skull has a Buster Douglas moment, okay? Listen, CT is real. I say this all the time. CT is real. Even to those of you that's old enough now to look back on your years of when you used to have to carry that helmet around on a bus number 13. Some of you all still have that goddamn PTSD as if you still got that helmet on, bang your shit up against the window. William Skull is not having a Buster Douglas moment, and no, Canelo is not out there partying with females and doing cocaine, bro. He's not doing that. So just to create a storyline that's not really reality, you know what I'm saying? It's no triangle theory to this shit. William Skull is losing, and he can go to where he's at and brag to the people, say, hey, I tried. I seriously tried to defend my title, but Canelo's that much better. I tried. I didn't quit. I no quit. And you're not winning, okay? We have a bigger fight, and Turki Al-Sheikh is going to make sure that that final item to complete the 168 glove with all the stones, Canelo's gonna get that. Okay, Canelo's gonna scoop that IBF title back up. Now, let's get to the legacy fight of all legacy fights. You can already see, just like springtime, that there's a lot of fight fans that's coming out of the blue, and they wanna let you know that Canelo fans do exist, and there's new fans that's part of the team right now that's coming here just to cause trouble. They're letting you know that. You have people already that are getting irritated with people like myself because I keep on talking about Canelo fans. Stop trying to turn it into something that is not, yo. I've been talking about Canelo fans forever and a day, just like y'all talk about Bud fans. Y'all act like y'all a sense of royalty or something. Crawford has ample amount of time to prepare. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm praying that everything goes well and he doesn't have any part of this training camp where he has to kind of slow it down due to any type of, ailment. I won't say the I word. I will say an ailment, okay? An ailment. I hope he stays healthy the entire freaking course of him getting ready for this fight. You understand me? I hope he stays absolutely healthy with no ailment this entire fight. Why? Because Crawford has the opportunity to go in there and prove once again that he's more than able to get the championship, to lift those championships off Canelo from 2 divisions below. Look, not only that, hold up. Canelo fans, you seem a bit soft-hearted and sensitive for the wrong reasons. This is boxing talk. I mean, just like we have to listen to you all acting like Canelo is invincible. You know what I'm saying? Like we haven't seen him fight Floyd. But y'all quick to run to the motherfucking blade and slide on that bitch and say, oh, he was green, he wasn't ready. But still, he lost. When Floyd was coming up and he was fighting tough competitions, he didn't have an early loss in his career that made him who he is. He just thanks Hernandez for allowing him to get a title shot. He always give that man love. Thank you for allowing me to get a title shot. But when it comes to Canelo, just face it. Canelo was trying to be that fighter back then. He stepped in there with a tough opponent. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of hype. And Canelo was no Elijah Garcia, goddammit. Nowhere are you going to hear me say that Canelo Alvarez was Elijah Garcia. No. But they had hype behind Nello. But see, we got hype behind Terrence Crawford too. And I like how Crawford is and Bomac are talking their talk, because they're not the do boys that some of the haters was trying to say they were when they was with Top Rank. They acting like they was do boys and they was working on a plantation and all that other hateful shit that was going on, right? No, they're talking their shit. They say, hey, we're going to show y'all. We're going to show y'all. It's team against team, y'all. Fighter against fighter. Resume against resume. It's mano a mano on that night. If the fight date holds true to September 13th, you're gonna watch the fight just like I am. It's gonna be millions upon millions of dollars that's brokered for this fight. I mean millions. It's gonna be science versus science. It's all about whichever fighter has the sweetest science. It's all about whichever fighter has the highest boxing IQ. It's all about the fighter that's able to execute their scientific curriculum in that fight. What choices are they going to be able to make? Who's going to collect the proper data? Is that data going to be effective for 12 rounds to allow them to have the upper hand on their opponent? Is the fight going to be close enough where we're going to see one of the best matchups of this century? This is what you should be asking yourself. If you all are so quick to continue to talk about 14 pounds, then I don't know what to tell you because I don't know what your health care is looking like. You know what I'm saying? I would suggest you to go get yourself checked out and get a brain scan or something, nigga. Like, help me, help you, goddammit. Y'all keep on acting like 14 pounds is impossible to the freaking gain. This man has had, look, look, Crawford fought Madrimov last year. This man didn't just start studying Canelo, him and Bomac. You trying to tell me a year time? I'm just grading 12 months, yo. 12 months from 24 to 25. Because he's supposed to step in there 23 in September, right? Of 25. But 12 months. You're trying to tell me you can't put on 14 freaking pounds? Listen to me. Are you trying to explain to the people? Are you trying to articulate? Are you trying to draft up graphs, scales, entire freaking Einstein mathematical problems and equations to try to figure out this? Are you trying to say within 12-month period Crawford will be it will be impossible for him to properly addition extra weight to step in there with Canelo? And look, Canelo Alvarez is not a small, a huge, overly huge fighter. You know what I'm saying? But when I hear you all speak of Canelo is gonna weigh 175 and he's gonna have the weight advantage over Crawford, okay, cool. I want you all to have that. Like, comfort yourself with Canelo's gonna be heavier. He's gonna be stronger. I like hearing that. I like how they say he's gonna be heavier, he's gonna be stronger, and then when he lands his power punches on Crawford, yes, yes, that's gonna be it right there. When he starts to use that power to weight, and he starts to land those punches on Crawford, everything is gonna align themselves. Yeah, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear the positive side. You know what I'm saying? Canelo fans, I want you all to have a list of pros, positive attributes or advantages that you believe Canelo is going to have in the fight. The reason why I'm saying that, I'm being extremely genuine, right? The reason why I want that to happen is when Crawford go in here and put on this masterful display of boxing skills, I do not want to hear because he fought William Skull in May. I don't want to hear it. Are we clear? I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that Crawford selected not to fight and he preserved his body better while Canelo was in a fight camp getting ready for William Skull and his body started to break down. No, I don't want to hear none of that. Because I told you, right? Pick your choice of argument. 1 minute, y'all arguing about Terrence Crawford only fighting once a year. Now, you all was up here whining, talking about he should fight when Canelo fight, and so they can get a tune-up. And then when I propose and ask, and I'm polite about this, right? When I propose a question, I said, well, who the F you think he need to fight? Oh, well, let's go over here to the ranking systems. Okay. Crawford gonna fight at 154. Crawford, before he go in there, remember, and I know you about to say some dumb shit. Remember, he's fighting Canelo at 168. Yeah, he need to fight somebody else at 168 to get acclimated to the weight. No. No. We're not talking about acclimating to a weight class, right? Because we're talking about experience. We're talking about a veteran. We're talking about a pound for pound fighter, multi division champion. That's out the window. That's out the window of him acclimating to a division. He is acclimated to combat, period. He is acclimated to the hurt business, period. I know, but you asked me. I think he should take a fight at 168. He should fight Christian and Billy, Diego Pacheco. Yeah, even Jaime Munguia. Edgar Berlanga. Yeah, I think he should fight all of them. You know what I'm saying? Lester Martinez, Vladimir Shishkin. You want him to fight somebody who wants to fight for a belt sooner or later, right? So if Turkey Al Sheik and all the role players have this fight set up that's gonna make them millions, right? Why would he have a fight at 168 so that he can give somebody else an extra loss that's on the freaking ranking ladder to get they shot soon at the end of this year in 2026? What purpose does that make? Because you're saying Crawford should fight somebody in the top 5. That's what you're saying. You want to see him due to your own selfish reasons. You want him to fight somebody in the top 5, hoping he lose so the Canelo fight will be off. And now that they found out that Turkey Al Sheik has signed Canelo to a 4-fight deal, they think that Canelo is going to be good anyway. If Crawford fight doesn't happen, he has 3 more fights where he can fight the dump truck riders. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let's just go to the sanitation department and get some guys who've been fighting on the job and see if they can make 168. Anybody besides Crawford. That's not going to happen. From what we know, from what Bomac has said, they've been training. And I know a lot of you all just want to jettison this information, but let's be clear with ourselves, right? The last time that Team Crawford said they had been studying a fighter for years, we almost seen a crime scene. We witnessed a T-Mobile massacre, which we didn't have to explain anything. It was too many witnesses to call people snitches. When they pulled up forensics, they say, "Excuse me, we need some more witnesses." Right now we have a total of 17,423 witnesses. We asked for more because we're collecting all this blood and serum. We're collecting all this serum off the canvas floor. Is anyone else seeing what happened tonight? The last time Bomac and Crawford them said they had been studying a fighter for years, they went in there and that fighter has not returned to the ring. So my point is, hold up. Stop throwing things. I know some of you all behind the scene breaking your flat screens. Stop, chill. Listen, this is what I want you when you're doing a self-evaluation, people. I understand that Crawford is not your average fighter. First of all, we know that because he's on the pound for pound list longer than anybody, right? But what I want you to continue to do is give Canelo his checks in the box. But I want you all to do it different than what the Spence fans did. The Spence fans, all they did was talk about Crawford. I want you all to talk your shit about Canelo. I want you all to feel confident in the shit that you talking. You believe that, right? Why am I encouraging it? Because you know Bud fans gonna be talking all shit about Crawford. I'm just saying, well, we're gonna talk all shit too. You talk your shit, we're gonna talk all shit. But one thing I wanna make perfectly clear. When you're conveying that to the general public, stop getting mad at Crawford fans for doing the exact same thing you're doing. Stop acting like this is some type of freaking xenophobia. You ain't never heard it before. Stop acting like you all don't know no English now. Everything is dealing with, oh, you trying to be racist. Oh, you trying to do this. It's gonna shut the F up, bro. This is boxing talk. I want you all to hype up Canelo as much as possible. Because when he get that ass spanked in September, right? I want y'all to join the Chavo. You understand me? I am giving you all an open invitation. Now, I don't want to put in no conspiracy theories, right? I don't want to put in no conspiracy theories on how they can sell this freaking rematch. Because I thought at one point in time, and I've joked about this, that Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence would be a draw. Okay? I assumed that. I did. I assumed it. Real talk. I did. I was absolutely totally incorrect. Bud had different plans. I was thinking more of business sense, to try to sell the rematch to the boxing fans, so they wouldn't run away. But no, Bud. Bud is cut from a different type of fur. His canines are different. His whole entire ferociousness is different because he just went in there and destroyed that man. He didn't give a damn about the rematch. He said, I'm going here to unify my second division, to be the first to ever do it. And that's all I care about. So he proved to me that as much as I'm thinking on a business level, I don't think Crawford is going in there for this fight to be some draw. I truly believe that it's going to be one of those fights where they're going to go in there and may the best man win. Canelo has never been a slouch. Crawford has never been a slouch. It's going to be a very entertaining fight. But at the end of the day, I'm going to continue to talk my shit. And look, I've been through the Wilder era. I've been to the Bud era, the Jahai Tucker era, and look, the Teofimo era. And with all those people, I've lost associates. I can't call them friends. Because if they was a friend, they would know if I'm just giving you some verbal lyrics on my thought process of some of my favorite fighters, you shouldn't be mad. So I can't call you a friend. That's almost like a prosthetic stamp of approval. I can't say you was a friend because you never quite got it. You feel so sensitive and you get inflamed like you got poison ivy and you start scratching. I don't like that nigga. I don't like. And then people start getting mad. You black people, it's okay to support Canelo, but don't support him because you don't like Crawford. That's some bitch assness right there. That's some bitch assness, okay? I'm being honest. That's some bitch assness right there. I don't want to hear that. It's okay for black fight fans to support Canelo. I never said anything about it, but don't come up here acting like you've been a Canelo supporter because you absolutely enjoy and love everything about his freaking resume, everything he did in boxing. Stop it. I'm saying I demand you be competent in this shit. We already heard and seen the worst fan base ever just lie and lie and lie. And then when the actual events took place, they try to come up out of there and create some more lies about so-and-so was weight drained. I'm demanding that the Canelo fan base, when you congregate in these next upcoming months, I want you to celebrate Canelo unifying 168-pound divisions twice. I would give him a preamble. Salute Canelo. Congratulations. Like I said, I don't believe in no motherfucking miracle with William Skull having a night of his life and then oh man, Canelo and William Skull got a rematch. That would be, I mean, absolutely a travesty for boxing. If if Canelo would even try to sell that moment to sabotage the Crawford fight, that'd be the worst thing he ever could do in his boxing career. You know what I'm saying, Canelo fans? That'd be the worst thing ever he can do. Now, I don't want to give you no ideas to be searching for palm readers, come Monday morning and tell me, hey, man, really need to take this serious, man. He has a point. Man, we can just get William Skull to give Canelo his loss. That means September's out the window, man. See, WCS put his foot in his mouth. He gave us ideas. Yeah, he gave us ideas, man. Now I'm looking at options. Now I'm looking at options. I find them to be plausible options. Oh my God. They up there talking about shit. Oh no, those are plausible options. Let's just check that out. Any palm readers locally? I'm going up there to try to see can we make this come to fruition, God damn it. Anyway, on a serious note, Canelo fans, we all know that Crawford is the best fighter right now in this era. Unfortunately, you all have to find out this year. You know what I'm saying? Look, the good part about it is that we seen Beterbiev just lose, right? We just talk about a man that had 100% knockout ratio. And, people's like, oh, he can't be beat. We're clearly seeing him defeated, right? So look, this is one of the more perfect matchups at the perfect time. Because Crawford, yes, he's older than Canelo. No excuses can be given from the Canelo fans. No excuses. Canelo is on the pound for pound list. No excuses given from Canelo fan. No excuses given. No excuses given now. He is about to go in here and pick up the IBF and become two-time undisputed 168 pound. Hey, no excuses. Congratulations. I mean, it's really not a way that you can just overly criticize Canelo Alvarez as being unprepared for this moment, unless he comes down with a unsuspected injury. We wouldn't want that to happen, right? We wouldn't want that to happen. I don't want you all to feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to start, having problems. You know how people have problems with their blood pressure? You have problems with controlling your temper. I want you all, whether you're on YouTube or Spaces, I want you to understand this is boxing talk. Do I believe Canelo can win this year? Yes. I believe he's going to beat William Skull. Okay. Do I believe he's going to, have to give up those belts September and Crawford be victorious? Absolutely. I say that with sound mind and body that Canelo going to get that ass handed to him. Yes, sir. Entiendes, amigo. Si, senor? Yes. You are definitely going to get the inner and outer masterclass performance. And I'm going to continue to talk my shit with the hot grease, whether you like it or not. That you giving Terrence Crawford this much time for him and Bomac to basically train and prepare for you. And Canelo does have certain ways about him that he does certain things over and over again. Like they're going to be up here bragging, y'all. Listen to what they say. They're going to be bragging about how Canelo is going to be trying to punch Crawford in his left shoulder. Ooh, ow. Canelo's going to have to Canelo's gonna shatter. They're gonna use those overemphasizing, supererogatory words. Canelo's gonna shatter Crawford's left deltoid. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna go over the top. When you want to talk about bloviating something to the extreme, these motherfuckers gonna be, oh man, he's gonna shatter his left deltoid. Canelo's really gonna retire him because Crawford's not gonna be able to handle that right hand of Canelo. Oh my God, man! I'm just happy to be able to see it all go down. I have total trust in the mad scientists, Brian Bomack and Terrence Bud Crawford and his team. You know what I'm saying? Esau and Red Spike, right? For them to come up with a very, very solid game plan that consists of a variety of alternatives, or shall I say, strategic game plans for September. Strategic game plans. Ultimately, it's going to be up to the fighters. Both fighters are, contending on a high level. I'm hoping the best for Canelo going in here against Skull. I don't want to see no bullshit. I don't want to see Canelo look the worst that he ever looked. And I don't want to see no fakery, bro. I don't want to see no sabotage. I don't want to see none of this, I don't want to see none of that. I don't want to think that people are going to believe that William Skull has a chance in hell to upset Canelo, and then it's a rematch that's going to further age Crawford out. That's not going to happen, yo. I don't see him knocking Canelo out unless Canelo falls out on his own. So we can eliminate that. So if he's not going to knock him out, I don't see them going to a draw. I don't see any of that shit happen. If we go back to the first Gennady Golovkin fight, we see what the judging was like. Hey, and I hope, for Christ's sake, Adelina Bird ain't goddamn ringside as a judge. You remember what they said in the passage? A very known controversial judge, Adelina Bird, was sitting ringside to the jeers of the crowd. I hope she's not there, goddammit. And it's going to be in Vegas, too. The one thing we understand about fights in general is that you don't really have to worry about the judges if you stop them. Now, I know the Canelo fans are feeling some type of way and trying to decode what I just said. But I'm saying you don't have to worry about the scorecards if you stop them. You hear that, Canelo fans? You don't have to worry about the scorecards. Crawford doesn't have to worry about the scorecards if he stop them. Don't take this personal. And it ain't business. It's boxing. You know what I'm saying? Let me get to the chat, man. Let me put this thumbnail, remind them. What's going on, everyone in the chat? What's going on? Bud is not playing with him. CJ in the building say WCSU preaching tonight. Just wish it stood for West Coast sports. Nah. World Combat. I got to cover the global realm of combat sports. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the OG Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz and more in the building. What's good with it, Bruce? Hope all is well your way. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to come in and talk some boxing. That's all, because these several weeks is my intent is to remind the Canelo fans, whoever they may be. See, when I say Canelo fans, I'm not just talking about the Mexican fight fans. I'm talking about his fans in general. You do have some Mexicans out there that I've had interaction with this came off very sensitive, because they can't separate talking boxing. You know what I'm saying? They can't separate talking boxing They always want to make stuff about race. You say Canelo fans, they always want to all of a sudden jump rope. Oh, you talking about Mexican? No, this ain't double Dutch, fool. This is boxing talk. This what this is, boxing talk. Canelo fans can be all any ethnicity. But all I'm saying is, let's not have a replay of what we had previously, man. Stick to the game plan. It's not the first time you've been around the block. Talk about Canelo and not what Crawford isn't going to do. I think that's bad juju, first of all. I think it's very unhealthy for an entire fan base to reciprocate the same type of damn demise that Errol Spence fans had when we actually warned them. We actually warned them, yo. And they didn't want to listen because they felt there was ulterior motives behind it. We warned them, hey, talk about the good things that Spence is going to do. You know, they wanted to come over here and fuck around with the algorithm. Oh, man, you know, when I talk about Bud, man, I have great numbers in here. I have great numbers. Well, what you going to think is going to be when it gets around July? When it gets around July, this whole social media is going to be an absolute static. I'm talking about disruption, mayhem, chaos. It's going to be so many people just getting angry. They still haven't, they haven't figured out the composition, how to take notes, man. Just take mental notes of what people are saying. So you stop acting like you heard it for the first time. When you hear some shit and you say, okay, all right, I don't like that, take some mental notes. So if you want to have a debate about it, you will have some mental notes to go off of, bro. Some of you all are just being extremely feminine sometime when you want to get amongst men and say you want to have debates about something, or you have open panel discussions and there's going to be disagreements. You need to take mental notes so you act like, okay, I've heard that before. This is my rebuttal to it. But some of these cats act like Canelo's off limit for criticism, bro. He tested positive. I guess that's going to lose some shit too. Crawford's never tested positive except for greatness. You know what I'm saying? It's a different type of past they tested positive for. Canelo tested positive, man. Get over it. Crawford ain't never been suspended. He has suspended the entire freaking fan base. Yes, he suspended that. I mean, I'll take that back. He didn't suspend them. A lot of them was they was expelled. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you. They was expelled. They was expelled. They wasn't suspended. They was expelled. And I really don't know when the statutory limitations are gonna be up with everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But all I can tell you, I just can't wait to September. It's going to be a hell of a fight. It's going to be so many people. Well, it's already a lot of people that are saying they're going to be on site in September. And I believe them. Real talk. I believe they're going to be, this may be potentially the most that you will ever see some cats that's on social media, whatever the case may be, in one location. Because a lot of these dudes don't go to fights. But some of them may get permission to leave the parameter of the neighborhood, catch your flight, as long as they check in the amount of times that they sign on the release agreement. If they supposed to call their girl 30 times within an hour or text her 30 times every time they take a step, then that's what they had to do for the release agreement. But this might be the one fight that you see a lot of these cats that's online that don't go to fights. They may go to fights, man. They might go to this fight September. I mean, they might be sitting way up where the pigeons are goddamn, homeschooling their freaking kids. You know what I'm saying? They may be at the top where it might be a little chilly up there in the clouds, but they're going to be in the building. I think this is gonna be a great turnout. To be honest, I want y'all to maximize. I want you to save up. Yeah, we want to make it as freaking memorable as possible. I don't mean to bring up what I witnessed in 23, but I just remember, like, when they say people go blackout. I remember certain channels dropping off, and I say, they usually go live at this time. I know it's fight week. Why haven't they went live? What's going on? It seems like something's is going on. Someone sneaky, trying to be extremely clever, trying to be covert and going out to the fight. And come to find out, y'all, they was out at the fight in Vegas. You start seeing all these little, shorts popping up. Hey, y'all, I'm in Vegas. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, yeah. I'm going for my fighter. It's over for Crawford. I remember seeing them pop up out there. I say, okay, okay. They made their appointment. People, had to crack open their piggy banks that they probably had since they was, in grade to middle school. You know what I'm saying? They got the money together, bought their t-shirts, smoking on a bud pack, and they went out to Vegas. I remember that shit. I remember the movement. I was extremely elated for them to do that. Why? Because in such a way, I said, what better moment than to see this up close and personal? That your God, your King, your Lord, your Savior is about to get demolished in front of your freaking face. What better way to say it in person? Being in attendance. I thought that was just the best option for them. But they try to be sneaky about it and show up to Vegas. And he's like, hey, it's good to see you. Hey, where y'all gonna eat at? Oh, I'm gonna go in and eat. Okay, we all gonna take a picture, but don't post them yet. We don't want them to know we out here. And then we gonna take a picture with our smoking bud pack shirts. After Spence go ahead and do his thing. They was hoping. They was hoping for a group picture. You understand me? They was hoping once upon a time. They was hoping and praying that they can all get together in a group picture. Man, I swear to God, they must have been, that smoking blood pack shirt must have been sweat stains everywhere, bro. They had to be perspiring, musty than a mother sitting up in T-Mobile Arena. Finally, for that main event to come place, all they goddamn nerves just came crashing down, yo. Now it's time for them to see it firsthand. What it was going to be about. All the panels, all the debates, all the hate. I mean, we got to see that shit, bro. They snuck their ass over there on a tactical mission. They was going to take a group picture with the smoking bud pack shirts on. And we all seen how it all played out. Man, a massacre right in front of their eyes, man. Changed them forever. Now, they're going to hop on Canelo and they're going to try to convince their chat. Why are they such Canelo fans? No, it's not because of Crawford. No. And I don't like black people saying we support Crawford because he's black. Fuck him. He ain't did shit for us. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're going to get. It's called cronyism. You're going to have the crony type itis going around, yo. They flew their ass over there to Vegas because they thought they was going to be a part of history and they can celebrate and goddamn hold the camera up for a selfie. They thought it was going to be absolutely a memorable moment, yo. Just to go down in the boxing history, to be a part of something special. Vegas always have historical moments going, but when it comes to boxing, this was one of those big fights, man. And motherfuckers start wigging out. You feel me? I see motherfuckers run to the local corner. I see motherfuckers hide behind the dumpsters and shit, biting their nails, weeping, sobbing. Hey, ma'am, are you okay? Sir, are you harming her? Oh, y'all together? Why y'all back here behind the dumpster? I mean, if you need a couple of dollars for food. No, we was going. Oh, you was going for. You don't have to say his name. I know it's painful. You was going for Spence. I get it. I get it. Listen, we knew this was gonna happen, and we made you some brown bag lunches. Okay? Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Hey, nice to meet you. This is WCS. Yes. If you go up there, my people are handing out some brown paper bags. Has a sandwich, one apple slice in there. You know what I'm saying? A Capri Sun. Hey, things happen in life, people. But look, to the Canelo fans, I was out there giving back to the community when I know it was going to be a travesty. I just wasn't fully aware that they was going to take what they considered to be a covert trip out to Vegas with the smoking bud pack shirts on. I didn't know it was going to be max participation from the Errol Spence fans. I didn't know it. I didn't know it, man. They proved me wrong, for real talk. So this is why I'm going to make sure I go into this September a little bit different. I'm going to basically, once again, donate my time, give back to the community, and provide them as much warning that I possibly can. That Canelo about to get that ass kicked. That's all. I mean, don't get mad at me. Don't hit me in the DMs. I don't want to hear shit. No, I don't want to hear shit, man. Just understand that this is another fight, that you're gonna have a flood of disagreements, and that's okay. It's okay to disagree. I'm not mad at you going for a certain fighter. It's okay. But don't make the same mistake as the aerosexuals did and talk about Bud and make his name big in the algorithm. Don't do that. Talk about Canelo. Keep his dream alive. You know what I'm saying? Go around here like the Thundercats you are and really support your fighter, okay? Don't break the rhythm because of me. Just be who you are, man, because, you know, Crawford fans, we're going to talk our shit. Yeah. Don't act like it's abnormal now. We're gonna cook y'all in that hot grease the rest of the goddamn months all the way up to fight week. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna keep y'all on here too long because I want the Canelo fans to be able to go to work and not lose their sense of employment. I want them to have money to save up for September. Okay? I don't want them losing their employment, being mad, taking their anger out on people, just innocent people, just because they stay on social media too fucking long. Okay? All right, doubters and haters? All right? Don't pay your tuition to Team Crawford. Stop doing it. Stop. I'm just telling you, stop paying tuition over here. You know, we don't need no new members, and we don't need no agents, okay? Just chill. The ass whooping is going to come soon enough. Just chill, okay? If Crawford win this MLK and Pac going to step out the grave, and I'm with it. Hey, man, Pac, believe it or not, he might already be on deck, man. You know what I'm saying? He might be he might be the one that walk Crawford out, man. You know what I'm talking about? You know what song, ACJ, you know what song he if Crawford walk out with Pac, you know what song it's gonna be. It's gonna be Hit 'Em Up, man. it's gonna be Hit 'Em Up, man. It's just gonna. I hope they have enough enforcement up there. It's gonna be Hit 'Em Up. Come on, man. That's the way it's gonna be. But I appreciate y'all time, man. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. You know what I'm saying? Always. And I would advise this to you. Always stay consciously accountable. Don't walk around here these next couple of months, several months, and become complacent. All those C words just gonna be freaking wrangling your thought process. Remain conscious, okay? Be competent. Remain coherent. That the ass whooping is looming on the horizon, okay? Don't feel no type of way. This ain't negative, yo. I have to sit here and continue to refresh and reiterate to these people. You know what I'm saying? Be patient. Don't put too much concern into this, man. I know you're thinking to yourself like, damn, this is gonna be a tough fight, but we're gonna come up and talk about Crawford's resume and what it is supposed to. And he got to gain 14 pounds. He's too small for Canelo Alvarez. And there's nobody on Crawford's resume that Canelo can't beat. you know, I mean, God damn, if I ain't heard, yo, if I ain't heard everything I need to hear, when you go to Bud's resume, man, his resume is mediocre, man. Hey, Canelo can beat everybody. He don't have nobody on there. Okay, he don't supposed to have nobody on there to the caliber of Canelo Alvarez. But hold on. Who's on Canelo Alvarez, the caliber of Crawford? That's what you should be asking yourself. If you select to say my name and say he's up here talking shit again, you have the option to understand me once again. You don't have to freaking listen to me talk my shit. You don't have to freaking listen. If you select to stay on deck and listen, that is your problem, not mine. I hope you be listening to like get some knowledge. But all I'm saying is I'm gonna be extremely petty all the way up to the fight. I'm just telling you how the function gonna go. I'm just telling you how it's gonna go, man. If you don't know already, I'm planning a trip. I'm trying to after September, on September 14th, I'm really trying to plan a space odyssey. I'm gonna go outside, you know, for a little bit, play around with gravity, let Earth cool down a little bit, because there's gonna be some people out here losing their goddamn mind now. And then I'm gonna drop back in a little. Not like them astronauts that are supposed to be up there for 9 days and came back in 9 months. No. Now I'm just going there to hang out just a little bit, see if any club, just chill. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna come back down here a little bit later, once the chaos is over, and the hospital beds are freed. You know what I'm saying? They open back up. That's when I'm gonna return back down here. When Canelo fans has calmed down, it's settled in already. The diarrhea has left. The temperature has dropped. The fever, the temp, you know, back the way it's supposed to. Y'all hold it down till next time, man. Salute. I'm out.